there, my name is Felix Beck, and you're the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I'm going to start this video with an apology. I meant to take a sip of tea in between recording. I just recorded one video. I'm about to record this one. I've already started, actually. And I've got to take a sip of tea. I want to have a sip of tea before it gets too cold, so... L'chaim. There you go, very nice. Fine, this is a review. This is a review. I remember why I'm here. Oh, I need a cup of tea. This is a review of the Big Finish release Wicked Sisters, starring Peter Davison, Louise Jameson, and I can't even remember. I can say a review of Wicked Sisters. It was a 3-disc set. I think a 4-disc set came out in November. It's taken me a while to review. It's taken me a while to get around to listen to the review because it's not very good, really. Is it not very good? I don't know. I don't know if that's fair to say. It's not for me. It didn't really work for me. I'm going to explain why. Before we get into it, can I actually hit the like button? That'd be fantastic. Can you hit the share button? That's also really good. You know, honestly, I think people should be able to get independent reviews. That's probably a good thing. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. Listen, us YouTubers, basically anybody with an independent voice on social media are somewhat scared. We are rabbits caught in the headlight. Now, there's obviously complete freedom of speech by big tech and the government. Absolute freedom of speech, as long as you say the right thing. As long as you say the right things. If you don't say the right things, not so much. So if you hit the subscribe button, that really, really helps out these independent voices such as myself. So that's really, really helpful. Thank you very much. If you do subscribe, of course, you get into my weekly competitions. The prize this week is the Terminator Special Edition DVD. Chock full of extras, fantastic movie, obviously, remastered, documentaries, everything you could possibly hope to know about Terminator. All you need to do to win it, subscribe to the channel, subscribe it in the comments, leave the hashtag HunterKiller. HunterKiller, that was the name of the big flying robot things that started taking people out in the flash forwards in Terminator. HunterKiller. Go check the video notes. Everything is in the video notes you'll need to know to win this prize. I think we're going away on Tuesday. Tuesday next week. Don't ask me the date. I don't bloody know. Go look at the calendar. While you're checking the video notes, go check the link to my Indiegogo. These two graphic novels over here. Launching, I think, this week. I'm still waiting on some information. This week, you get one of these for reasonably pervy art cards with any purchase. The brief for the brief of these art cards were my genre-related masturbatory fantasies when I was 13 years old. My genre-related masturbatory fantasies when I was 13. If they weren't genre-related, I'd have to put Sarah Green in as well. That would be strange. So yeah, I have to tell you, and I have pretty darn good taste. So you get one of those cards free with any purchase. Unless you get the package, you get all 4 of them anyway, and then you can get a 5th chase one. So go add your email address. Just add your email address to the sign-up list, so you will be informed when we finally launch this campaign unto the masses. Fine. Let's talk about Wicked Sisters. Let me pull it up. Doink. Okay, so this is a bit of a strange beast, and for me, it didn't work. It nearly worked, but it really didn't. So, I think Big Finish's strength, right? Big Finish's strength is... several things. I mean, listen, they do great stories, but they with the stories they do using older doctors, which is most of them, they do very consciously fit into a time period, right? A time period that we've seen before. With the Paul McGann releases and the War Doctor stuff, and anything moving forward beyond the up until 89 canon, right? They feel they have a much more of a latitude to stretch the format and do interesting things with it. And actually, I like the experimentation they do. And I like the experimentation normally. I just feel here it didn't work. So what we have here is these two characters, the Tracer twins, played by, Kiara Johnson and Laura Doddington. So they, about 10 years ago, they did a mini series of 3 stories called Key with 2 Time. It was a sequel to Key to Time. And the Tracers, instead of being some very suspect looking sex toy device, was instead two very attractive women there. So and they got these insane superpowers that they could do anything. So they're kind of interesting characters. So then they got spun off into their own series. They were created by Simon Guria. And when it went off to its own series, it was called was it Graceless, right? Graceless. It developed its own identity. It really develops its own unique identity, which is something again I like that Big Finish does with its ranges. Bernie Summerfield, for example, the early seasons are on. I think you can buy them on download now. They're very good, but they have their own identity, which is again very very good. So. And that identity is, I would say, slightly more adult drama. It is more like something like was it The Flip Side of Dominic Hyde with a little bit more adult, ish. Not sex so much, no, a bit of sex, but just a little bit more adult. So it was. You got a feeling it was for like a 1992. 9 o'clock time slot. Okay, so there you go. That basically was like it was much more sci-fi. So what they've done here is they brought back Peter Davison, who they first appeared with in the Key to Time series, and it's got they made 3 1 hour plus episodes of this mini series where an older Leela. So again, there's a lot of things I'm going to nitpick, but it just bothers me. An older Leela is sent as an emissary from the Time Lords to get the Doctor to go and find these Tracer twins and convince them to destroy themselves, because they're the only things that can destroy them are themselves, and they're just too incredibly powerful and they're too dangerous. So again, firstly, why do they have 25-year-old Louise Jameson on the cover when it's supposed to be, I think, a 35 to 40-year-old Louise Jameson? So that's something that just bothered me. But what really bothered me is it's got the Peter Davison Doctor Who theme tune, apart from the end where I think they used the Tom Baker one, but they got the Peter Davison Doctor Who theme tune. And then you have like these hour-plus episodes that don't really feel like Doctor Who, and Peter Davison is a supporting character as opposed to a main character. The main character are these Tracer twins. So the feeling is it's just completely all off for me. It doesn't. I can't in my head connect this to anything that could have possibly happened on TV. Like normally, where was it last year? When they were doing the Fourth Doctor adventures, they were set in E-space, and they all fit seamlessly into E-space. And normally, most of these stories, the stories they do, fit seamlessly into whatever era they're coming from. This doesn't. So this feels like a weird, like a Christmas time mini series that would never have happened, and I don't understand the use of the Doctor Who theme tune, because it's not Doctor Who, it's more Wicked Sisters, right? So it kind of just confused. It kind of gets confused and annoyed me, to be honest with you. Now that being said, what's the actual story like? What's the plot like? And I'll go like, fair. So let's read the blurb, and I'll give you my impressions of it. The Doctor is recruited by Leela on a vital mission on behalf of the Time Lords. Together, they must track down and destroy 2 godlike beings who with extraordinary powers. But that's the other thing. You do not need to know anything about it was Abby and Zara, these Tracer twins. You can go in absolutely cold, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Extraordinary powers now threatening all of space and time. These beings are already known to the Doctor. Their names are Abby and Zara, right? And one of them changed the name because, listen, it's okay. This is an okay series. It's not really the best. I think I gave up by Graceless 4, Graceless 5. I didn't get the last one because I was just like, I don't really care anymore, right? I don't really care anymore. So yeah, you get 3 stories. I think it's, how many discs is this? 3 discs? Let's have a look. Production details. Yeah, 3. It's a 3D. So you get 3 stories with a fair amount of making of stuff with it on each one, interviews. So fine. First story in the Garden of Storms. In pursuit of Abby and Zara, Leela pilots the TARDIS. Yeah, how did she fly a TARDIS seamlessly to the eye of a violent storm and time? Yet she and the Doctor find themselves in an idyllic garden city. The people contented and happy. They soon discover that this bliss comes at a terrible cost, and Abby and Zara are determined to put things right. So how can Leela and the Doctor stop them? So the basic idea of this is they find themselves in a kind of a Logan Run-esque environment where people voluntarily euthanize themselves. I think at the age of 40, right? So the whole thing is about set around somebody's 40th birthday party, where it's like it's a massive social taboo not to kill yourself, not to be euthanized, right? And so there's and it's a yeah, so you have Abby and Zara wanting to put this deep wrong to right? Which again it was a reasonably interesting idea. How much are they charging for this? Because it's like $20. Yeah, no, it's honestly, it's not even the best of the Graceless series, in my opinion. So then the second story called The Moonrakers, which is probably the best one. Life is hard for the early pioneers and the first settlements on the moon. The laws of Earth don't apply here. By the way, a much better version of what they did there, this story, even though it's without, this story has the Sontarans in it, which is kind of nice. Is their second season of Starcross, which is probably going to be the last one they did. Not called Mother Earth. What was it called again? Mars, I think. Mars. So yeah, it's where it was talking about like what the early settlers on Mars was like without there being like government oversight from Earth. So arriving on the moon, the laws of Earth don't apply here, and there are tussles over limited resources vital to survival. You don't really notice any of that. That doesn't really come across. Arriving on the moon, the Doctor and Zara discover that an aggressive alien species lies in wait. Yet there's something very strange about these particular Sontarans. They refuse to fight. Listen, Dan Starkey playing Chief Sontaran in a kind of like weird sequel to the Sontaran experiment. Excellent, just absolutely excellent. Dan Starkey knows his stuff, and that's the high spot for me of this box set. It's not Peter Davison, who does a basic good job. Not Louise Jameson, who's always excellent. Dan Starkey. Dan Starkey's Sontaran, really really good. And then then things wrap up, and the people made the smoke. So these are the big bad that were kind of introduced in the first story. Abby and Zara strive to use their powers for good, but it's clear they are damaging reality and allowing monstrous creatures to bleed through from beyond. The Doctor knows he can only save the universe by destroying his friends, but how much is he willing to sacrifice if there's a chance to save them? This was a somewhat confusing story. I needed to listen to it close to really understand what's going on, but I wasn't enjoying it. I just found this a chore. I found it a massive chore. It's not bad. It's just like I'm not enjoying it. It was like painful going through it. So for me, this is the template for the replacement of the main range. And the main range has been awful. Like the main range has been pretty bad for a good couple of years, right? But on the strength of this, I'm not biting, right? I'm not biting. What am I not biting? Let's look at the Big Finish news. Firstly, by the way, one reason I'm not biting is this story over here, which is we'll have a quick look at it. It's Big Finish being very excited that they're hiring women producers, which is. Listen, it's bending the knee to a insane group of people on Twitter who feel that women are a maligned and oppressed group of people who have been held back from audio production and writing. I just don't buy it. I really just don't buy it. So, and also I know at least two of these people on this list, Jack Rayner and Emily Cook, both of them talented professionals in their own right. So what I find objectionable about this is you're turning talented, decent people into diversity hires, and it's terrible. It belittles them, right? But here, so on the strength of this is I'm just not biting. They're announcing something similar next year with the Sixth Doctor. He meets the 11. The 11 is just a fantastic villain. It's the same format, three disc release, I believe, and it's the Sixth Doctor versus the 11. Yeah, no, listen, maybe one, it's not an automatic buy. Let's put it there. It's not an automatic buy. And look, Big Finish has a lot of good stuff coming out in 2021. Yeah, I just think, I think by ending the main range, which was awful and really needed to end, it's lost it's lost the completest vibe for me, right? Like now I don't feel like now I've listened to this thing, Wicked Sisters, and I know, well, I could have lived without listening to that. I don't feel the need to be a completist anymore. And just because it wasn't very good, so it's a bit sad. But anyway, listen. If what I said to you, if it's the sort of thing that does appeal to you, go check it out. Because I do love Big Finish, and I love the work they do, and I would very much like them to do well. Just this one, not for me. My name is Sheila Beckin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. So you're notified when new videos drop.